DB9.
What's up, Drew? How are you, buddy? Good to see you. All right.
We're great. It's good to have you back, man. You're an old friend of the family, NBC.
Let's go.
Here he is.
Thanks for having me back.
No, come on, man. You're always welcome to come back. Like, seriously.
And let me tell you something. You look great.
Yeah?
For a guy who got hit by lightning, you look great.
Yeah, that got blown way out of proportion. That was not supposed to go down like that. That relationship ended fairly quickly after that.
What's going on, man? What's going on in life? How's everything going right now?
Everything is great, man.
Yeah?
Raising kids.
Yep.
Yeah. Boys
Full-time
are 15,
dad
13,
over here.
11. Daughter's 9.
Wow.
Yeah. Lots of youth sports and gymnastics and all that fun stuff. So,
yeah, cool.
Yeah, life's good.
I mean, just to hit it off, right, because we want to ask you some personal questions, of course, but like just the matchup of the game itself. Let's just dive right into that, right? Kind of what jumps out to you about both these teams, where they're at right now, and kind of how they're playing?
Yeah, you know, we'll start with San Fran.
Right.
You know, I think I would have expected San Fran to play maybe more consistently during the playoffs.
I hear you, right?
You know, like
it feels like they haven't played their best ball in about 6 or 7 weeks.
It doesn't, but I feel like they needed to win games the way that they won those 2 games. Right. Packers go in there. Packers were on fire.
Right.
I mean, Packers
controlled the game. Probably should have won
exactly.
it. Right.
And yet Niners find a way to win when they needed to put together a drive. They did. Tough conditions, right? All that stuff.
Yep.
That was a huge confidence boost for them, for Purdy.
Yeah.
Then you go into that Lions game, and man, the Lions, right? Like first half, 24-7, I'm thinking.
Yeah, like this might be over, right? Right.
And the way that they mounted that comeback, I mean, you knew they were going to kind of make a run at it, and some things had to happen in their favor, right?
Yep.
But what impressed me there was, with all this talk about Purdy being a system quarterback and all this stuff, what did he do? He went outside the system, took off and ran on 3 different occasions to extend drives, first downs. Like, that lit the place on fire,
It
right?
did.
And then they go down, they get points, they come back and win. So that to me showed that, man, this guy is much more than maybe what we've given him credit for thus far.
Right.
I think he's ready for the big moment. I love his poise. I love his command of the offense.
Yeah.
Look no further than the way his teammates talk about him.
Right.
His teammates love him.
He's got Drew Brees-ish stuff with him. He's not as talented as you are. I'm just going to say that flat out, right? Because people have asked me about you. Is you like Drew Brees? And I'm like, Drew's arm is better than people realize. Drew's athleticism in their prime. I think if they went back and watched you, they'd be like, damn, I forgot Drew could move and throw it like that, right? But he's got some of that sixth sense, timing, feel, Drew Brees stuff that I knew you would like.
I saw it this week. They said my 40 time was 1/100th better than Purdy.
Damn, leaving him in the dust.
You know what I'm saying, right?
in the dust.
Actually, Purdy impressed me with his athleticism. But like the shorter quarterbacks, like timing and rhythm. Yeah. And this West Coast offense, right? Timing, rhythm, progression. First hitch here, second hitch. Know where the ball can go. Don't take the sack.
Right.
A pass game extension of the run game, like all that stuff. Look, he executes that extremely well.
Yeah. Look how he tucks his shoulder in, like he's
ready.
Still playing quarterback there. He's doing it.
The point you were making earlier, though, about, and Steve Young talked about this yesterday, the spatial relationship where your body is in relation to all the others. Is that something that's just instinctive, or can it be learned over time to know I can get from here to here, or I can make this throw before this guy gets over, where you just understand how it all fits together as it's happening?
Yeah, I mean, Sean Payton used to use this term. It's like paint the picture, and then also understand the progression. In a lot of cases, you build an offensive system or route concepts around high to low reads, right? Like it's deep to intermediate to outlet, right? Or it's inside triangle, right?
Yeah.
Like it's boom to boom to boom, right? And then your feet are talking to you the whole time.
Right.
First hit, you're throwing shallow cross. Second hit, you're throwing over the ball.
Right.
Third hit, you're here to your check burst or whatever it is.
Right.
So, like, that's very much the way that you're teaching it, and it's what creates the rhythm for a quarterback.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, so now talk about the quarterback who never has rhythm and just floats around and does stuff that we all go, holy crap. And then, give us your thoughts on the Chiefs.
The minute you sell them short, right?
I was like, there's no way they're making a run this year.
This is. I think they're as good defensively right now, as they've
ever been. I would agree.
And obviously the attention goes to Mahomes and the playmaking ability and Kelsey and all that. I mean, look, Rice has come on as a young receiver, but they really don't have
a guy,
right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so this is the Mahomes show.
Yeah.
Look, they're running the football as well as they've ever run it.
Right.
So if you really want to know what's the reason for the success of the Chiefs, they're playing outstanding defense, and they are running the football.
Yeah.
And, man, that takes so much pressure off the Q.
Right.
Now, the Q is still going to
make his plays.
Right. But I would say this, like, there were times, and even going back to when we were sitting at the desk together back in 2021, there was a stretch in that season where, and it's happened now for each season for the Chiefs, where you're watching the film and you're like, gosh, they lack creativity, and it's just like what are they doing?
Yeah.
There's no
plan
rhythm,
or a
there's
process?
no purpose to what they're doing.
Exactly, right.
But man, like the second half of the season with them, I've seen a change.
They've started to figure it out.
And there is some really cool stuff they're doing to get coverage keys, to like spread the defense out, to give Mahomes like a great vision for what's happening.
Yeah.
So they're just doing a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
What was your assessment of Sean Payton's return to the NFL in Denver this year? Big picture.
Yeah. Look, it kind of played out the way I thought it would, honestly. I think Russell has a skill set, and I think Russell is still going to be able to go and have a great, rest of his career elsewhere. As I watched them play this year, it didn't feel like the timing, the rhythm, the tempo
was there
that I'm used to seeing in a Sean Payton offense. And I know those are the hallmarks of the offense. That's the standard that has been set.
Right.
And so, look, I don't know the inner workings. I don't know what's happened behind the scenes or anything else. But I know that, look, they've got a talented roster.
Yeah.
They'll continue to build that. They've got an ownership group that's going to provide whatever resources they need for Sean Payton to win. And I know this. Sean is an excellent communicator, and he is an excellent orchestrator of, like, here's what we need to win. Here's the culture. Here's the standard of excellence. And now it's plugging the pieces in place to get that done.
Answer this for me, Drew. As it relates to the rhythm and timing things that happen during the play, how much of the things that happen or don't happen pre-snap is part of what happens post-snap?
You gather so much information pre-snap. And a lot of that's just preparation, right? Like, I mean, the front would tell me the two coverages they're going to. They only played two coverages out of that front, right? So now it's just a matter of
where's the safety going to go this way, or are they going to go?
Exactly.
Right,
so much pre-snap you can gather. Now, that doesn't mean that you always have the answers, man. They adjust down, or they've got a new wrinkle that you haven't seen before. But bottom line is, man, you're always having a plan. But I'll tell you how you combat that is tempo, right? That's what we used to say. This is how we blitz the defense.
Right.
The faster we play, the faster the defense has to be. We can't disguise.
Just check the simple coverage.
Yeah, we got to get out of that, right?
Right.
So you can dictate a lot of what's happening on the other side with your own tempo.
You talked about, you weren't shocked about Russell and how it worked out there in Denver. You meant that, like, I know you think Russell's got talent. I've heard you talk about it before, but you just didn't see it being like a quarterback system fit the right way. Is that kind of where you weren't surprised by the way it kind of, shook out or worked?
Yeah. I think Russell, to me, is not a timing rhythm passer. Right.
He wants to see it.
Yeah.
Right.
Russell's one of the best deep ball throwers in the league.
Right.
And has been for a long time. Right. But it's run game. It's read option stuff. It's the RPO game, and then it's the heavy play action. Man, let's let him launch it,
shot.
Or kind of give him these high to low reads. Right. To me, that's the best. That's kind of the best system for him.
Yeah, you got a feel for what's gonna. Who do you think's out there that Sean Payton's gonna? Is anybody on your radar that you go?
I could just tell.
I talked to Sean last week.
He already knows.
He told me he's got his eye on this guy. So go ahead, not try to bullshit your way through this answer. Go ahead.
Exactly. I don't know. I think it's always there's always a shakeup.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
I mean, look, there's some talented guys in the draft.
There's some guys
this year,
out there. Right. Right.
Unfortunately, they traded quite a bit to get Russ in the first place, right? So if you're in a position where you love one of these guys and you're going to trade up, you have the assets
to make
do
that
it,
move,
right?
Yeah.
And then what does that do to your roster moving forward? I think what I do know this: you really do have to build your team through the draft, right? You can go out in free agency and you can get some core pieces, some core leadership pieces, some cultural pieces. But man, if you're going to build your team within this cap system, you got to do it.
These two teams here, they built through the draft.
Exactly.
I mean, they got a little splash of free agency, but it's mostly draft guys.
How much do you miss playing?
I miss it. I love the game. And
there's nothing to replace that feeling, is there?
No.
Not that I know it myself. He does, but there's nothing to take its place.
The things you miss the most, you miss the locker room, right? I mean, it's hard to replicate that because every day it's just that brotherhood that's
energy,
created and everything that you do together.
Right.
Game day, the feeling on game day is hard to replicate too. Like, look, the week for me, and you probably feel like it was turmoil. Like mentally, you're just like, we're installing these new plays, and I gotta get the timing down with my guys. And then, well, what if the defense does this? And I mean, you're just like running circles in your mind trying to figure it all out.
Knots in your stomach.
But the bottom line is, throughout that week of prep, man, you're just getting all the answers to the test, right? So, and you're winning the game in your mind through visualization. So the minute you step on the field on Sunday, you're like, man, I'm the best in the freaking world. Like, nobody can stop me. Give me a chance to win, and we're going to go win this game.
What happened more often when you were dealing with Sean in the midst of that turmoil? Was it you saying to Sean, relax, or was it Sean saying to you, relax?
Me telling Sean to relax?
I think so.
Have you seen him on game day?
Yes.
Huh?
He's a psycho.
He's a nutcase.
He's a nutcase. He is Mother Evan, the refs, the water boy, everybody, right?
Yeah. I'm just going to say, kill him with kindness.
Yeah,
Right? Kill him with
That's
Sean
the way to
know
go.
what that means.
That's great.
Tell us what's up with FedEx, Drew.
FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Year. FedEx has been doing this for a long time. I had the pleasure of winning this award 4 times during my career. It's an outstanding award. FedEx has been a great NFL partner for a long time. And this year, I'm proud to announce Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey, FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Year. First time in history.
Same team.
Teammates.
Wow.
Right? So does that say something for Sunday?
I don't know. Right.
But FedEx is donating $20,000 on behalf of both those players to the HBCU of their choice to fund scholarship programs for deserving students.
Incredible.
Awesome. Yep.
Drew,
Cool,
great
you're
stuff.
doing it, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Super
Congrats
Bowl
to those guys.
44 MVP and future Hall of Famer Drew Brees. Great to see you as always, Drew.
Always a pleasure.
You're the
guys.
man, Drew.
All right. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.